All right, attention in the grandstands. Attention in the grandstands. If you are over on Speedway Boulevard, we need you moved right now. If you are on Speedway Boulevard, we need you moved right now. You can move it yourself, which would be the easy way, or it can be moved for you, which I don't recommend that. Move it yourself. You're parked over there, Speedway Boulevard. We need you off there right away. If you are over on Speedway Boulevard, we need you off there right away. Move it yourself or get it moved. I prefer you move it yourself, and I hope to think you would as well. Once again, race fans watching at home, if you're watching at home, and just notice we are live over on Flow Racing. Welcome to the third annual Ice Bowl. Thank you for joining us here on this Friday as we've just completed the Rod Stabs Performance Parts Crate Racing USA 604 Hot Lap Qualifying. Getting ready to roll into Crate Racing USA Modified Sportsman Hot Lap Qualifying. 5 cars, 4 laps for the 33rd annual Ice Bowl here at the Talladega Short Track. Wish you were here with us on the ground. Sunshine, a beautiful day right now. Comfortable, let's put it that way, comfortable for January to say the least. So we will get ready to roll into what will be our Modified Sportsman Hot Lap Qualifying. That'll be on the way. Another great car count here at the Talladega Short Track as far as the Ice Bowl, 380. That was as of about 20 minutes ago. See if we still stand at that. Looking to get ready to call these Crate Racing USA Modified Sportsmen to the track. 41 of them making the call here this weekend, along with the Tri-State Open to a Modified Series. And race fans watching, wherever you're watching from, happy matinee on a Friday afternoon. Close to that 400 car mark, 20 away. 380 was that tally we had. So keep up with, of course, the live timing and scoring of the MyRace Pass app. You can do that if you're here on the grounds or if you're watching at home. So we await to get the Crate Racing USA Modified Sportsmen out onto the racetrack. This will be their first time on the track for the day. So hot lap qualifying for everybody today. That includes the Dirt Car Super Late Models. Dirt Car Super Late Models making your final adjustments. We get through this hot lap qualifying session for the Modifieds. You're going to get your first taste of the Hornet's Nest here on this Friday afternoon. $32 of those Dirt Car Super Late Models on the ground. We'll have them coming up. As once again, we await getting the lineup stage for the Crate Racing USA Modified Sportsman. 50 of them. It refreshed again, so 50 of them. We'll get ready to roll out. Once again, if you're here on the grounds, make sure you check out the concession stand, check out the official Talladega Short Track merchandise, and if you pre-ordered your apparel, hey, it's available. I want you to get what you ordered. Head over to the Talladega Short Track merchandise trailer just off of turn number 1. And collect that merchandise, and also don't leave here hungry either. All kinds of great food on the grounds. Sample something each day. We do want to thank the folks that are helping make this event possible. Bama Sheds, First Bank of Alabama, Hoosier Racing Tires, Race Car Engineering, VP Racing Fuels and Lubricants, O'Reilly Auto Parts, just to name a few. And, of course, those amazing Wheeling Engineering caution lights you'll see all around this facility. As we will roll out what is going to be the first cars to hit the racetrack for this hot lap qualifying session. For the Crate Racing USA Modified Sportsman. First car out of the racetrack looks to be the 1H of Glenville, Alabama. It's Tyler Hurst. Tyler Hurst in the 1H. Getting everybody rolled on to 7C. That'll be John Carboni out of Walker, Louisiana. 319, it'll be Bruce Busby out of Jasper, Alabama. The 07, it'll be Steve Payne out of Heflin, Alabama, and he's going to take a left-hand turn. So we got one car pulling in. The 92, Blaze Truel, working the top side down to 3 and 4, so we'll sort it out. Right now, I'm going to go with Blaze Truel, 15.439. He'll be quick as Tyler Hurst second at 15.608. Just look at that timing, scoring, crossing over. If you're watching that on the My Race Pass app, when you look down at the bottom, you'll see the modified times. John Carbarney went 17.896. Bruce Busby went 21.392, and he, of course, pulled into the infield. Going to have to get a push, not the way he wanted his 33rd annual Ice Bowl to get started. Of course, these modifieds, as we mentioned, sanctioned with the Tri-State Open Wheel Modified Series here this weekend. So Group 1, we'll see their qualifying effort come to a halt. So we'll send what will be the next 5 out onto the racing surface. Looks like they're going to be let out by the 57. There'll be Scotty Hyatt, another Alabama driver. So work to continue. William Blair out there in the one car, the 99. I see a 99 on the side, but a 99 is definitely not in Group 1. So Eddie Brannon in that 99 may be out of line. Well, we'll sort it out. I'm sure it'll all work. Nearly 400 cars here, so there's bound to be a hiccup somewhere. 5 car Jeff Wells, he's out on the racetrack as well. So they're going to make their way around once again. Hot lap session, hot lap qualifying for the Crusoe Modified Sportsman. So right now, unofficially, Blaze Truel, 15.439. Overall, looks like he sets a top in the 92 machine. Tyler Hurst right now, 15.475. He'll be second quickest. White flag comes out for these guys. Saying it's Group 2 out onto the racetrack. Great engines in these open wheel modifieds. Tell you what, I really like the fact of seeing, we mentioned it last night if you were here on the grounds, top side to middle, they worked those last chance races, those heat races rather, for the limiteds and for the street stocks. They were the top side, they were running the middle. The bottom really was a slow lane last night, which was a little different. What we're used to seeing is Blaze Truel will survive Group 2, 15.439. He's quickest. Tyler Hurst second, 15.475. And Scotty Hyatt will be your third fastest right now at a 15.649. And once again, we will mention, if you're looking at My Race Pass, you're going to see 604 late models up at the top. Looks like the first 8 cars are 604 late models. So 9th, if you're looking on the My Race Pass app, Blaze Truel. Right now, that'd be the first modified. As we see the 31 machine. Is that the 319? Maybe the 319. Sets on the back straightaway. 31, that's Tyler Watts. So sorting out, getting this lineup set up. Once again, if you're watching on the My Race Pass app, yes, there is about 8 604 late models at the top. 15-4-3-9 for Blaze Truel. That's where you'll find the first modified on the timing and scoring. By the way, if you're up here in the grandstand, you're thinking about, you know what, there's a lot of race cars over there, and it'd be cool to be over there. You can, by the way, you can upgrade to a pit pass. That's right, main grandstand can upgrade to a pit pass at the upgrade gate. If you want to be a part and you like the action over here, want to go see what it's all about over there, well, upgrade that ticket and get over there and enjoy the festivities from the pit area. Nothing like it. One of the best pit areas in all of racing is down here during the Ice Bowl. I mean, it is packed. Cars all the way over to the interstate. Here we go. Another group of cars going to come out onto the racetrack. That looks to be a 2-car. Lonnie Newton in the 2. And I'm just going to throw the list away. We're just not even going to go by the list. Don Jenkins out of Kingston, Georgia. We'll start calling him off as they come across. He'll make his way out onto the racing surface. This once again, the Crate Race USA Modified Sportsman Hot Lap qualifying. 28, that'll be Luke Brittle out of Hartselle, Alabama. New car for him. Picked up a win last year, late in the year in the fall during that Red Farmer Tribute weekend. Everybody still chasing. 15-4-3-9. Logan Hickerson out there in the 98. It's a sharp-looking modified. 51 car, Don Jenkins. He goes down the back straightaway. As they continue to move around. White flag, final chance for this group to have their qualifying effort. Still watching the top of the leaderboard. There is a new man at the top of the board, Logan Hickerson. 15-3-4-1. Logan Hickerson goes to the top of the board. Not a bad lap. 15-3-4-1. His 4th lap was his quickest. So he'll go to the top. 15-3-4-1, 15-4-3-9 for Blaze Truel. That's the top 2 times. So the next group will get ready to roll out. And that's, by the way, if you're watching live at home. That's why we don't have the live timing and scoring. Otherwise, you'd be seeing 604 guys at the top of the board right now. 34, I want to say that is Jared Wagster out of Newburgh, Tennessee. He'll be the first car to come out here in this group. G17, that'll be Greg Hopkins out of Repton, Alabama. He'll be on the back straightaway, that G17. Of Eric Hickerson. Blue car with the 5. Out onto the racetrack should be Jeff Wells. As they'll sort their way through. What's that timing scoring? Somebody missing for data. We'll see who that is eventually. John Carboni is the 7 car. Once again, hot lap qualifying. for the Crate Racing USA Modified Sportsman. Time to beat Logan Hickerson right now, 15.341. Fastest car in this group might be Gary Tucker. He's 18th right now. Never mind. Jared Wagster, 34 machine, just went 15.604. White flag going to come out for this group. So they will see the checkered flag. And Logan Hickerson right now will dodge all the bullets in this group. Quickest though will be Gary Tucker. No, it'll be Jared Wagster. He'll keep that quickest spot out of this group with a 15.589. So Wagster, he'll be the quickest out of that group that just comes off the racing surface. The driver out of Newburgh, Tennessee. We'll roll out our next group. Once again, Crate Racing USA Modified Sportsman, you should already be in the chute. If you're not there, you're late. Dirt cars, super late models. Super late models need to be making your final adjustments. You'll be heading to staging coming up next. So cars will make their way out onto the racing surface for this next session. 69, that'll be Mike Cann out of Muscle Shoals, Alabama. He'll cross the stripe with the 69. Behind him, that looks like a Z15. That'll be Zachary Matthews. Red, white, blue colors. Man, if those numbers had been white, from an announcer's perspective, it would have been a lot better. But I'm pretty sure that is a Z15 on the side of that machine. 44, that'll be Austin Burke out of Chapel Hill, Tennessee. D21, that'll be Bradley Qualls out of Centerville, Tennessee on the racetrack. That should do what he's out there right now for this group. So white flag going to come out. We will see for the moment. Looks like Eric Hickerson might have jumped to the top of the board. We'll look and see. Still looking at that time at a 15.341. So once again, Crate Racing USA Modified Sportsman Hot Lap qualifying underway. Dirt cars, super late models, super late models. This is your call. We need you headed to staging. Dirt cars, super late models. We need you headed to staging. You will be up for your Hot Lap qualifying next. So we'll await the next set that gets ready to roll out onto the racing surface. Once again, concession stands available. Make sure you get yourself something good to eat, ice cold to drink, or if you prefer something warm, that works too. So used to saying ice cold. Regardless, make sure you do not leave the Talladega short track without having something good to eat. So here they go. Here comes our next set out onto the racetrack. Booger Brooks in the 10 machine. He'll be the first car down in turns 1 and 2. Henry Hanger in the 29. Behind him, the 24. That'll be Trey Horton and Tyler Wood in the J8, along with Andrew Littleton in the 87. Those will be the cars that'll make up this group. They can get accomplished. This track is still continuing. I just like seeing everybody migrating to the top side, trying to get all they can get, especially these modifieds. First lap, we go on the books for Booker. He'll go 15.925. Henry Hanger to the top, 15.925. Tyler Wood says, hey, I'll just run an 8. 15.818 for Tyler Wood in the J8. So we continue to sort through this hot lap qualifying for the modified sportsman. 51 of them making the call. Looks like we're closing in on what should be that final group of those sportsmen that are staging down there in the staging lane. Dirt car super late models. Super late models. We'll be calling for you. You'll be on your way. 32 of them. So checkered flag, Booger Brooks, 15.430. He'll set atop of this group. Tyler Wood goes 15.540. Henry Hanger, third fastest, 15.700. 4.700. Still equals out the same. Next group coming out to the racetrack will be the 88. That'll be Dwayne Vinston. Vinston in the 88. Kyle May in the 55. Along with the 18, it'll be Aaron Miller. Star 1, it'll be Shannon Davis. Zach Shelton in the 27. That'll make up this group. So Booger Brooks right now 15.430 still atop. Looking at those times coming in from second. Seth hit the racetrack. Of course, we have swapped over on this modified qualifying. If you're watching that timing score, we did fix that, but we lost the other times that were added on there. So we'll have to go back and look at the overall. Aaron Miller just jumped to fifth. 15.767. Just looking at those totals, I was looking at the car count, still growing. 391. I heard, could be wrong, I heard there might be a record 403, so we'll see. Wicked Lightning 87 there of Andrew Littleton. His qualifying effort good enough to get him sixth overall of this new set of times that's up on the board. So we are closing in on the end of our Crate Racing USA Modified Sportsman Hot Lap qualifying. Super late models on the way next. 55 will make his way to the racing surface. Should be Kyle May, I do believe. Austin James in the 44. Jermaine Baines in the 14J. Corey Hillman in the 01 and the 44 to be Jared Gray in the 44G. See one last group. Modified Sportsman setting off the turn number 4, waiting in the chute. They'll continue to sort their way around, trying to find the fastest way around the Hornets' Nest for their qualifying effort. Of course, as we mentioned in the opening, if you weren't with us, everybody tonight, hot lap qualifying, coming back for heat races other than the limited late models and the street stocks. Crate Racing USA street stocks. Last night, qualifying in their heat races. Limited, so it's a full field last night, so everybody made the show. They'll have their feature later on tonight. They'll come back for a hot lap session, though, and then their feature later on tonight. 30 laps for that feature, 30 laps for the street stock feature. That'll be later on, but that'll be entertaining. Those heat races last night, those street stocks, they always deliver. This checkered flag will come out on this next to last group of Crate Racing USA Modified Sportsmen for their hot lap qualifying as the field assembles in the infield. One final group, Dirt Car Super Late Models to the staging lane. Super Late Models, you need to be dropped, locked, and loaded. You need to be headed to staging right now. Super Late Models, we need you headed to staging. might have fibbed to you. It looks like we may have 2 more groups. My eyes were deceiving me looking off of my left shoulder. I thought we were down about 5 or 6. So here we go with what will be this next to the last group. Kevin Higgins, Parker Thompson, Frank Gowers, Jordan Phillips with cars on the racetrack. Yogi Setliff in the Y04. How about that? I like that. He's down here at turns 4. Man, what a save. I thought he was going around. The Y04 did everything but wreck off turn 4. That's what I like about these open wheel modifieds. Man, they're a handful, but are they fun to watch? As they continue to sort their way, Booker Brooks 15 at 4.30. What I'm seeing right now on the top of the timing and scoring since we refreshed it. Tyler Wood second, Henry Hanger third, Trey Horton fourth. Never mind, how about that? See Jordan Phillips climb his way into the top 3. Parker Thompson 15. Yogi Self 17. We'll see if anybody can do any faster. Jordan Phillips going to go slower on that next to last lap. Phillips going to be 3rd fastest right now. Phillips out of Coleman, Alabama. As the checkered flag will come out in this hot lap qualifying session. Phillips get any more? No, he will not. He'll stay 3rd. So Jordan Phillips out of Coleman, Alabama, going to be the quickest out of that group. He'll jump into the top 3 overall so far. And that will get us ready to transition into the final group. And I am almost 100% sure this is going to be the final group we see of Crate Racing USA Modified Sportsmen, and the dirt cars. Super late models will be on their way next. First car out on the racetrack, that'll be the 17. It'll be Brett Gray. Brett Gray in the 17. Justin Ray in the 22. Brian Ferguson will be in that B29 with Lonnie Newton in the 2. And the final car will be Tanner Gatlin. Those are the final cars that will make up Crate Racing USA Modified Sportsman qualifying hot laps. Booger Brooks is 15.430, sets atop right now of this group. As the field will assemble in the infield. So 15.341 was Logan Hickerson. Logan went 15.341. Booger Brooks is a 15.430. So right now, they Group A, Group B, it looks like. He's going to be your A fastest. And if Booger Brooks can dodge these final 5 bullets in this session, he's going to be the quickest in qualifying group number 2. And it looks like he will do just that as the final checkered flag will come out. So unofficially, your fastest overall qualifier, and he'll come out of that Group A out of Linden, Tennessee with a 15.341. It'll be Logan Hickerson. Booger Brooks out of Chickamauga, Georgia. He'll be the fastest in that Group B with a 15.430. Drivers are clear the infield. Talladega short track. We will get ready to let loose the dirt car super late models. They will be on their way for their hot lap qualifying next. Once again, race fans, while you're here on the main concourse at the Talladega Short Track, make sure you stop by and see the vendors, get you something ice cold to drink, something good to eat, or, as I mentioned earlier, maybe something warm to drink. You can do all that. Make sure you check out all the great vendors around. Talladega Short Track official merchandise just located off of turn number 1 here right behind the main grandstands. Also, Sweet Victory Apparel. They're over on the backside, on the back straightaway, just as you enter turn 3 where these modifieds are rolling off. Also, Dirt Rounders merchandise here as well. Do not leave the 33rd Annual Ice Bowl without taking something home with you here this afternoon. If you're here with us tomorrow, well, never know. You may see an item you want to get. It's going to be sold out tomorrow, so make sure you get you something good to take it home with you today and enjoy the 33rd Annual Ice Bowl. If you're here with us for the very first time, welcome to the Hornets Nest. We are getting ready to rock and roll as the Dirt Car Super Late Models will get ready for their hot lap qualifying session. We will have them coming out onto the racing surface next. Race fans, going to remind you here at the Talladega Short Track, the next event happens March 15th and 16th. The Bama Bash with the Hunt Front Super Dirt Series coming to town. On the 15th, it'll be a $5,000 to win. We'll follow that up with the Super Late Models $15,000 to win on Saturday night. That is March the 15th and the 16th. And then, of course, the preseason open practice, Saturday, March the 23rd, and the season opener here at the Talladega Short Track will happen Saturday, April the 6th. We want you to join us here at the Talladega Short Track in 2024. Find out everything online. Check out the Talladega Short Track's Facebook page and the website. Full schedule over there on the website. And join all the action that is the Hornets Nest here at the Talladega Short Track. Dirt Car Super Late Models getting ready, getting staged for their hot lap qualifying coming up. And while you're looking there, that is the race day schedule for today. As we mentioned, qualifying and B-mains for almost every class except for the limited late models. As we've already ripped through the Roger Dabbs Performance Crate Racing USA 604s. The Crate Racing USA Modifieds just wrapped up their hot lap qualifying. We'll have the Dirt Car Super Late Model hot lap qualifying next. The mini stocks will have their opportunity to hot lap qualify. They'll be making their way to the racetrack shortly. No B-mains for the limited late models. They're set and ready to go for their feature. Now, they will get a hot lap session coming up. Factory stocks, pure stocks, they'll come out for their hot lap session. Then we'll go through those B-mains with the Crate Racing USA street stocks, then the locked-in cars. They'll have an opportunity for a hot lap session. Then we'll come back 602, hot lap qualifying, and then the hot shots. The SDRA hot lap qualifying, that will be the final part of what is the prelim part. Then we'll jump into heats and features later on in the night. You'll see that there. The Crate Racing USA 604s will have their heats first. There'll be 4 of them. Crate Racing USA Modified should have 4 as well. Dirt Car Super Late Models, 10 laps for them. Set the stage for tomorrow's 33rd Annual Ice Bowl, and then the mini stocks. And we'll go through the rest of that with, of course, the first feature, the first Ice Bowl champion of the weekend. Going to be crowned in the Talladega Short Track Sportsman Limited Late Model feature, factory stocks, pure stock heats, then the street stock feature, and then we'll wrap it up with the Crate Racing USA Late Model 602s and hot shots. And that's how day 2 of the 33rd Annual Ice Bowl will wrap up. We want you to join us. Stick around if you're at home watching on Flow Racing or Talladega Short Track TV. Thank you. We are so glad to have you hanging out with us on a Friday afternoon for day number 2 of the Ice Bowl here at the Talladega short track, awaiting the dirt car super late models for their hot lap qualifying. That is on the way next.
Come with me now. Come with me now.
Oh, the rumble that is the super late models, the dirt car super late models to make their way out onto the racing surface. It is time to hot lap qualify for the big toys here this weekend. The first car out on the racetrack going to be the 71, Pierce McCarter out of Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Behind him, the 38, some new colors for the Grandstand, Alabama driver Dylan Titmore. Third car on the racetrack going to be last year, the defending Ice Bowl champion. 3 Ice Bowl trophies to his credit. That'll be the Grandstand, North Carolina driver, the 53 of Ray Cook. And behind him should be the P1 of the Andy Picklespear out of Ottawa, Tennessee. So we will see these laps tick off rather quickly as the super late models go at their qualifying effort. I'm looking up on the board right now. Ray Cook, he's fastest. Looking to see a time. Most recent one was a 13.820. He's still top of the board. Pierce McCarter set second right now. Going to that My Race Pass app, still seeing that thing acting a little awkward all of a sudden. But right now, after this first session of cars, Ray Cook, he's going to be at the top of the board. Pierce McCarter going to be second. Dylan Titmore going to be third, and Andy Picklesmear will round out the 4 cars that come out for that first hot lap qualifying session. And the Tar Heel Tiger representing those throwback colors of that 53. The same car went to victory lane with 1 year ago in this event. We'll bring out our second group into the 82 out of Lula, Georgia. That'll be James Nash in the 82. Behind him in the 66 out of Tyrone, Georgia. That'll be Jody Knowles. Jody Knowles in the 66. The 9 car, that'll be Oakley Johns out of Hohenwald, Tennessee. The last car of the group, it'll be the 38. It will be Jamie Oliver. Those will be the 4 cars in this session. Anybody knock that 53 off the top of the board, we'll find out. And the caution comes out. The Wheeling caution lights come on as the 82 machine of James Nash just went around off of turn number 4. So no harm, no foul, doesn't look like. The 82 will roll on. The green flag comes out once again. Everybody climbing the fence. I mentioned this track totally different than it was here a year ago for the Ice Bowl. Everybody was fighting down there on them bottom tires. Right now, everybody climbing to the top side. Still, well, no, we move it around. 9 car going to go to the top of the board. So Oakley Johns, right now, he's the quickest. Going off the old-fashioned scoreboard, just off turn number 3. Second fast will be Jamie Oliver. So checkered flag going to come out. Tell you what, Oakley Johns might have been a little bit quicker. He got stuck behind the 66 of Jody Knowles. But for the moment, the 9 of Oakley Johns, he sets atop of our dirt car super late model hot lap qualifying. So here comes the next set out onto the racetrack. The T1 out of Lafayette, Alabama. That'll be Todd Morrow. Todd Morrow, and behind him in the 16, you might say, hey, that's Sam Seawright. Nope, no. 16X, Douglasville, Georgia. That'll be Mark Page. Mark Page in the 16. Behind him in the 15, that'll be Luke Hoffner out of Turbotville, Pennsylvania, making the trip down. And looking for the fourth and final car. There we go. Chickamauga, Georgia's Booger Brooks. Booger Brooks and the 148. So green flag officially out right now. It's still Oakley Johns at the top of the board. Watch these laps click by and see if anybody can knock him off in the top spot, at least get into the top 5. And Booger Brooks up and over the top side down here at turns 3 and 4. He's going to get a push back to so they'll get Booger Brooks pushed back to the racing surface. Triple duty, I think, for Booger this weekend. I haven't had really a good chance to sit down and look at the list. We've seen him at least twice now, if you count the super late models. So there we go. Timing and scoring just flipped back over for me. Mark Page right now, 15.019. So we got one of them on the list. So Dirt Car super late model qualifying. As I mentioned, Page in that 16 machine, and he's going to do, oh man, what a save. Thought he was going around off of turn number 4. Still looking at that scoreboard. I haven't seen anything change, at least in the top 5 right now. Still Oakley Johns at the top. Jamie Oliver second, Ray Cook third, Pierce McCarter fourth fastest. Jody Knowles sits there 5th overall as the checker flag going to come out. Final time for these cars. Final chance to jump into the top 5 at least. So there, the checkered flag will fly. And that should leave us with 4 cars left in Group A qualifying for the Dirt Car Super Late Models. Mini stocks, be making your final adjustments. Mini stocks, you need to be heading towards the staging lanes. Mini stocks, we got you on the way. Final group, Group A, going to be led out by the 29. It'll be High Side Hank, it'll be Christian Hanger out of Winchester, Tennessee in the 29. Behind him, and in the 99 of Newton, Georgia, that'll be Rucker Orr. Out of Des Moines, Iowa in the 30, it'll be Todd Cooney. And behind him in the 5, it'll be Crossville, Alabama's Chase Oliver. Final 4 cars in Group A qualifying. Looking at that leaderboard, still the same right now. Christian Hanger, he'll cross the stripe for the first time. 3rd fastest for Christian Hanger. High Side Hank going to put it in the top 3. See if anybody else in this group can make a move towards the top. Boy, and I'll tell you what, he was all the way up, almost as far as you want to go at 3 and 4. Don't think lap 2 will be faster. It will not. We'll see how the rest of his qualifying effort goes. Man, he is putting it in the wind down at 3 and 4. Christian Hanger off of 4, white flag. 2nd fastest for High Side Hank, so Hanger's going to climb to 2nd. Can he launch it off of 3 and 4 and take the top spot away from Oakley Johns, who has the top spot? Man, he's got to get on the binders hard as the 5 car of Chase Oliver goes around at turn 4, and what a maneuver from Christian Hanger to get that car woed down, but that might have been the lap. We'll never know now as the wheeling caution lights will come on. So it's still Oakley Johns at the top right now. So back on the loud pedal, they will build up momentum. They'll get the white flag out of turns 3 and 4. So can Oakley Johns stay in victory lane right now with the fastest time? We'll find out. Group A qualifying for the dirt cars, super late models. 32 of them in the house. Out off the turns 3 and 4. Oh boy, and Hanger all kinds of crazy and hard into the fence. Christian Hanger just climbed the fence down at 4 and ripped the right front off of that 29 car. Man, he was giving it everything he had. And he just cleared out the front row here at the Talladega short track. And race fans, that is why you stay away from that fence. But that safety fence did its job, put that race car back into the racing surface. Boy, but Christian Hanger's got some serious damage to the right front of that 29. And in the meantime of all that, Chase Oliver went to the top of the board. Wow. So Chase Oliver goes to the top of the board? No, possibly. So scratch that. It will be Oakley Johns who keeps the time. I was looking at that Chase Oliver lap. We'll wipe that one out. So it will be Oakley Johns. He will be the quickest in Group A of the dirt cars, super late model qualifying. And that will set the stage for what will be Group B. Tell you what an effort down off of turn number 4. He gave everything he had, Christian Hanger, to keep that car off of that fence. But once it regrouped and come up, it rattled the fence right down there in turns 4. It cleared out the front row. So race fans, yeah, make sure you stay away from that fence as much as possible. So 16 cars have taken time. Once again, mini stocks. You need to be heading to the chute. Mini stocks. Your hot lap qualifying going to be coming up real quick. One more group of dirt car super late models, and you will be on your way to the racetrack. So hate to see that for Christian Hanger as he went running off to the pit area. I wonder if he's got the backup car. Could be a possibility. That's what he's running back to try to get that thing fixed. We'll see, but hate to see that 29 tore up. Speed in that car for sure, as it looks like the 99 of Rucker Orr. Going to get one more lap here. So the driver from Newnan, Georgia. Tell you what, that just goes to tell you, it looks like there's a lot up there at the top to lean on, but there was not as much as you think. A little more, I guess you could say, a little more grace over in 1 and 2 with that wall. So Rucker Orr comes off the turn number 4. We'll see what the 99 car can do for his final time. Rucker goes 14.072, not enough to get him into the top 5. So Oakley Johns will have the fastest time in Group A of dirt cars, super late model qualifying. We'll get ready to roll out what will be Group B. Group B should be started out by the 29 out of Maryville, Tennessee. Jason Welshin in the Savage chassis, double duty this weekend. Saw the 01, the classic Trans Am look in the 01 and the 604, and he's going to come out in the 29 for the super late models. First car he's going to see, though, come out in front of him will be Winchester, Tennessee's Jayden Frank. He's really started to put some things together as of late. Jayden Frank will lead the charge. Here's the first car in Group B of dirt cars super late model qualifying. Jason Welshin will follow him. Behind him, the Reaper. Out of Marshalltown, Iowa, it'll be Ryan Gustin. Ryan Gustin in the 19 making the trip. And the 3018, that'll be Matthew Taylor out of Fort Valley, Georgia. Marshalltown, Iowa, Jay Nickens, Longhorn by Wells, Allen Seamless Gunners, Carl Auto Group 19 of the Reaper. 2. World of Outlaw. Case Construction wins to his credit. Oh, and Jason Welshon has crawled to 29. He's on the bottom of the racetrack in 1 and 2. We'll see if the stay green. Not the way Welshon wanted to start the super late model side of things this weekend. The 29 will make the hard left-hand turn. But at the top of the board, 13.75 Ryan. The Reaper Ryan Gustin, he will go to the top. He'll outdo Jaden Frames, 13.808. Jason Welshon and Matthew Taylor both have work to do. As Matthew Taylor sets off the racing surface down here at turn 4. So turn 4 has become Calamity Corner all of a sudden. Kind of look at that cushion that's built up. You look to turn 3 and come all the way to the middle, and then turn 4, that it kind of disappears. That cushion is built up over there as you enter turn 3. It'll carry through the middle of 3 and 4, and then it just disappears. There's nothing to lean on right now in turn 4. So we're starting to see some of these cars land, as we will see if these two cars are going to get another round, possibly. So Jaden Frame in the J8, Winchester, Tennessee driver. Ryan Gustin in the 19R. Cooney Motorsports entry. Going to chase the Case Construction World of Outlaws Championship again, and he got loose down here in 4. As Matthew Taylor re-enters the racetrack, here we go. Frame, Capital Race Car, J&J Construction, Ballard Excavating, J8. He'll roar off at turn number 4. You'll see the white flag, Jaden Frame, 13.808, 13.808. Ryan Gustin going to see if he goes any quicker on lap 3, will not. So 13.755 right now for the Reaper. That is his fastest lap. That was his second lap, which seemed like an eternity ago. Off of turn number 4, 13.755 is what Ryan Gustin will have to live with. That's good enough to have him right now on the top of Group B of the Dirt Car Super Late Model Qualifiers. So we'll roll out what should be second session of Group B. Be led out by the 53T. That'll be Chad Trammell out of Cullum, Georgia, or Cullum, Alabama, rather. Behind him, the 5. That'll be Jason Chesney out of Maynardville, Tennessee, at the 5. 46, that will be Chris Jones. Chris Jones out onto the racetrack, the driver out of Alabaster, Alabama. And the final car in this group will be the 46. That'll be Bryson Mitchell out of Russellville, Alabama. 13.755. That is the time to beat. Right now, Ryan Gustin is fastest here in Group B. Mini stocks. You need to be headed to staging. Mini stocks, we need you headed to staging. So the white flag going to fly final time for these drivers. As they'll continue their qualifying effort. Ryan Gustin still 13.755. That has him nailed at the top. Both 46s have climbed into the top 5, so you can both put Chris Jones and Bryson Mitchell into the top 5 of their qualifying effort. There you get a good look down the front straightaway. You can look down towards turns 3 and 4. I got a message just a few minutes ago from Mike Knuckles. Made a good point. That cushion that's down here in turns 3 and 4, well, obviously, you know, don't have to be a genius to figure it out. There's not a wall behind it, so that dirt's just going to keep moving. There's nothing for it to lean on. Eventually, it'll push over that top side, and then it's just cliffhanger from there. Where the opposite down here in turns 1 and 2, that cushion builds up. It's got nowhere to go. It's just going to keep building. But I'll tell you what, it is a lot thinner on the turn 4 side of things down here in 3 and 4 that it is in the inner down here in turn 3. They're using turn 3 to kind of enter on. You can see it built up compared to where they're at in turn 4. Something to keep an eye on. Appreciate Mike and the advice, throwing it out there. Thank you, buddy. Super late models continue. The Dirt Car Super late models. Next car to the track will be the 18. That'll be McKenzie, Tennessee's Matt Cooper. Matt Cooper behind him, the 14. Jonesboro, Arkansas. That'll be Landon Elke. Chad Denmark in the 114. And there we see Sam C. Wright slamming Sammy out of Fort Payne, Alabama in the 16 machine. We like to put the Ice Bowl into his trophy case. Picked up the Governor's Cup win. Here was a $10,000 winner right here at this track last year. So we'll see what Sam Seawright can do this qualifying effort. Top of the board for Seawright, 13.948.16. P1 over Ryan Gustin right now. Tell you what, he was flying on the top side of the racetrack. He actually had to back off. He was coming to the 14 of Landon Elke and had to back off on that last lap, or it might have been even quicker. Checkered flag going to come out. So the checkered flag will fly on that group. Sam Seawright in the 16 machine, flying around the top side of the Talladega short track. That's what I said. It'd be neat to see these cars this weekend up on top. Corey Roulette, Dahlonega, Georgia, the 05. He'll come out in this group. Behind him, it'll be the 57 machine. That'll be Garrett Williams out of Kennesaw, Georgia. The 376, that'll be Mark Bangs out of Hollywood, Alabama. And it looks to be everybody that's going to make a qualifying effort. I think that'll be TJ Britton in the 05. Yeah, TJ Britton in the 05. He's going to change it up on me there. So put him in. Final qualifying effort. 05. Britton, he's going to go up to 4th quick. He's into the top 5. And a little bit of a race going on here in this second half of the qualifying effort. Bangs is racing the 57 machine, so a little side-by-side action in qualifying. Never hurt anything, right? So the white flag going to come out. And now the checkered flag off of turn number 4. TJ Britton of Central Alabama will see that checkered flag. He'll come across. He will get into the top 5. Not enough to nail down the top 2 or 3 spots. But it will be slamming Sammy Seawright. He'll go quickest in Group B, but not holding down the overall top spot. That will belong to Oakley Johns. He will be the quickest qualifier in the Dirt Car Super Late Model qualifying effort. Holding off Ryan Gustin, Jaden Frame, TJ Britton. The top 4 cars. So Oakley Johns nails down the overall fastest time in the Dirt Car Super Late Models, and that will wrap up Super Late Model Hot Lap qualifying. We'll get ready to turn our attention to the mini stocks. They'll come out for their Hot Lap qualifying. Mini stocks, you're going to be up. Attention in the pits. Sportsman, Talladega Short Track Sportsman, Limited Late Models, locked in cars. We'll meet everybody in the feature. We need you to be getting ready. We're going to have your hot lap session that will follow the mini stocks. Once again, Talladega Sportsman, Limited Late Models. Your hot lap session will follow the mini stocks. You'll be on your way out coming up. We'll clear the track and get ready for the mini stocks. Their hot lap qualifying on the way next here at the Talladega Short Track, the 33rd edition of the Ice Bowl. So once again, mini stocks, hot lap qualifying, mini stocks, hot lap qualifying going to be coming up. Looking here. 34 entries into mini stocks. Once again, I was going to mention Talladega Short Track, Sportsman Limited Late Models. Your hot lap session for your feature will come up next. So Talladega Sportsman Limited Late Models, if you want a practice session before your feature, you need to be headed to staging. You'll be coming up. So here we go with what will be Group 1. Looks like on the racetrack, Riley Miller in the 17. The 07 of Charles Schaefer. 12 car of Joey Graham. And the yellow flag's already out. The 07 out of Carlton, Georgia. Charles Schaefer's going to go around. And he will spin around down here off of turn number 4. The caution's going to come out. So once again, it is hot lap qualifying for the mini stocks. So hot lap qualifying. Hot lap qualifying for the mini stocks. 34 of them unofficially. Still getting cars coming in. Closing in on that 400 mark, I will say that. So these cars are working around the racetrack. Once again, mini stocks, if you're not at staging, you're late. Mini stocks, if you're not at staging, you're late. Talladega Sportsman Limited Late Models, locked in feature cars, which pretty much is the field. We need you headed to staging. Your hot lap session will come up after the mini stocks complete their hot lap qualifying. So the one machine looks like John Smart out of Manchester, Tennessee, according to the scoreboard. Going to be at the top. The 11 machine, or shall I say the 17 of Riley Miller out of Morrison, Tennessee, will be the second fastest out of that first session of mini stocks that hit the racetrack. They'll be rolling out group number 2 next. So group number 2 will roll its way out. D27, that'll be Derek Dungan out of Lenoir City, Tennessee, in that 27. The 01, it'll be Austin Baxley in the 01. 4 car, that'll be Chase Reagan out of Tuscumbia, Alabama. And the 51X should be in group 2, but there's Ricky Rude. He's out on the racetrack right now. He was ready to go. At this point, closing in on 400 cars. Get there when you can get there. So continuing to look at that leaderboard. Oh, we had one just go up in smoke. One car. Woo! Boom, bang, pow. And just riding around all the way to the top side. The 01 of Austin Baxley. Any mosquitoes hanging around on the front straightaway. We just took care of them. And that one just expired off of turn 4. So we will hopefully Hope that might be radiator or water fluid up on the top of turns 3 and 4. We will wait and see. Track officials riding around taking a look at it. Needless to say, not the way that wanted his ice bowl to get started. That thing started exploding over on the back straightaway, and when it come across and made it to the front straightaway, there was nothing left. Said that was the 01. Looks like the 01. There's a little 3. The little numbers. That's what'll throw you off. For right now, we'll say that was Austin Baxley. So it looks like they are going to the top side. Going to have to throw some dirt on this liquid, so that will give us a little bit of a break as we have rolled into our mini stock hot lap qualifying here at the 33rd Annual Ice Bowl. We thank you for hanging out with us, whether you're watching at home on Talladega Short Track TV or Flow Racing. A little bit of track cleanup to do from an expired engine. We'll continue rolling through, as we mentioned, closing in on the 400 car mark here on day 2 of the Ice Bowl at the Talladega Short Track. Race fans, do want to remind you, we'll be back at it tomorrow for Championship Day. Now, 2 Ice Bowl trophies will be handed out later this evening. Limited and Sportsman late model feature, and then, of course, the street stocks. They'll have their 30-lap features coming up tonight. And tomorrow, the rest of the championship trophies handed out here at Talladega. If you're in the area, make sure you mark your calendars. March 15th and 16th, the Bama Bash here at the Hornets Nest. The Hunt Front Super Late Models will be in the house. $5,000 to win on Friday night. $15,000 to win on Saturday night. Then, of course, March 23rd, preseason open practice. And then the season opener itself, first weekend in April. April the 6th, the season opener. And a full schedule of races. Check out the Talladega Short Track website. Keep up to date with everything on the Talladega Short Track social media outlets. And make sure you book your trip here to the Hornets Nest in 2024. Once again, working to put a little bit of dirt on that fluid that was laid down on the top of the racetrack here in our mini stock qualifying. So once again, if you are keeping up with the My Race Pass app, having a little bit of an internet issue. There's a lot of internet going on. Everything's flying around in the air. All the internet is floating around right now. Having some issues up in the tower, keeping that connection up, but hopefully we'll get that refreshed and read back to you as we are in our mini stock hot lap qualifying, almost to the halfway point of the first portion of our racing action today. So it looks like they have been given the thumbs up. The mini stocks will go back after it, and they're going to try and get this qualifying effort back underway. As we mentioned, 34 of them making the call here this weekend. Biggest class as of right now. This is unofficial because I think we had some more cars coming in just a few minutes ago. I glanced at that count. Still going up. 72 hot shots. 72 hot shots on the grounds this weekend here at the Talladega short track. Right now, still at the top, unofficially, I say that. One car at the top of the board. Second fastest right now would be the 12 of Joey Graham. As white flag comes out. D27 of Derek Duncan there in the white D27. There you get a good look at the 51 machine. 51 of Ricky Rule out of Aiken, South Carolina. Wide open off of turn number 4 coming down the front straightaway. You'll see the checkered flag, and that will bring this group to a close. So here comes the next group of cars out onto the racetrack. Check out that speed shot down the front straightaway here at the Talladega short track. Mini stock hot lap qualifying. 4R, let's see, I believe that should be Chase Reagan out of Tuscumbia, Alabama. He'll make his way down into turns 1 and 2. Tell you what, this camera's going to pan out. Just look in the background at all the trailers. Check that out, all the way to the interstate. They are packed. You see the interstate. Oh, Reagan's going to try to make it turn off of turn 4. Can't quite get it there. We get a good look at the 8 car. It's one of those not seeing on the roster in that 8, so he'll continue to work his way. Timing and scoring will fire back up. Hopefully we'll see it's these drivers. I mentioned we had some add-ons. 57J, it'll be Jeremy Edwards, Alabama driver. As they will make their way to the white flag. Another 57, Spencer Duke. 17 machine. Matt Gilbert, as they continue to work their way through in this hot lap qualifying session. Checkered flag going to come out. So 5 up, 5 down real quick. Once again, Talladega Sportsman, limited late models, your hot lap session for your feature if you want it. It's coming up to you after we finish these mini stocks. If you don't want to take part in that, we'll move right on. $25G, Gracie Duggan out of Lenore City. Sharp looking, right? It's crazy how these things are slowly more and more looking like late models. Check out the fins. Did you see that? Just gotta look at that. Look at the fins on the hood of that car. Now that's cool. Aerodynamics. That's what DW used to say anyway. So we'll find out. More and more like late models every time you see these cars. 10P, that'll be Corey Presley out of Anniston, Alabama. Red, white, blue colors off of turn number 4. He's going to go up there. Not quite as high as Christian Hanger got over there at turn 4. Now these guys have worked the bottom to the middle, where all of our late models were almost middle to top. As mini stock hot lap qualifying continues here at the Hornets Nest. Austin Cagle in the 2 out of Unionville, Tennessee. Sharp looking 2. Just glad. Bigger numbers. I like the bigger numbers on these cars. So checkered flag going to come out of turn number 4. The 00 of Jonathan Mims will be the car that crosses the stripe to wrap up this session. Here comes the next 5 We mentioned 34 of these competitors in the mini stocks. Talladega Sportsman, limited late model, feature cars. If you want a shot at your practice session, we need you headed there. We are closing in on the end of these mini stocks. So green flag going to come out. It is interesting to see how the different lines these cars are all taking. There you get a good gap down the back straightaway. He's off the turn number 4. That will be the 911 of Troy Finley out of Unionville, Tennessee. Tennessee, Alabama, South Carolina, Georgia. I saw it, Oklahoma. El Reno, Oklahoma. Michael Edwards, M57 machine. So coming from everywhere to compete. There's Stephen Shutley out of Dallas, Georgia in the 19. White flag going to fly. Looks like the 23. 23 of Hunter Walton. Hiram, Georgia driver, has taken a shortcut to the infield. So checkered flag will come out. Closing in on the end of this mini stock. Hot lap qualifying session. Talladega Short Track Sportsman Limited Late Model Feature Cars. Last call I'm going to call for you. Need to be in the staging lane for your practice session for your feature. That'll be coming up. 23 entries, 30 laps tonight. One of the 2 Ice Bowl trophies that we will hand out. So make that 24 and in addition to the limited feature. So 24 limited and sportsman late models. Oh, yellow flag down here in turn 4. 24 machine going to loop it around. 24 of Doc Burke of Blue Ridge, Georgia. No harm, no foul. Tell you what, I just seen a cool design just went by the front straightaway. The 117. You didn't get a glimpse of that. That'll be Matt Gilbert out of Marietta, South Carolina. Coming out of turn number 4 right now. Take a look at this. This throws back to the Run What You Brung days. I like it. F94 Matt Jackson, Decker, Tennessee driver. He's on your screen right now. Oh, and around goes 24 again. Same spot. .24 of Doc Burke out of Blue Ridge, Georgia, looped around in the same spot. Now, in the feature, if he does that, he's done. 2 cautions, you're done. We'll see if it stands true. And here comes just into the picture. Check this out, the 117. Look at that. That's the Run What You Brung late model days. I love it. I guess that would also help, you know. I guess that would help maybe if you laid it over on the left side. If you laid it over on the left side, you're doing something wrong. But that's pretty cool. Mini stock creativity. Then again, he's still running the wings on the front of the car too. Notice that? Seen those wings there? That looks like the side panels off of a late model spoiler. Get a good zoomed in look at that. I believe it is. I believe it's the side. It's the panels on the outside part of the late model spoiler. That's what those wings are. How about that? I like it. White flag. So everybody's going to make the left-hand turn into the infield. And I am looking down towards turn 4 and one more group to close out the mini stocks. for their hot lap qualifying. Tough break there for the 28 machine. Brent Couch, Auburn, Georgia, running the Davey Allison Haviland scheme. I like that. But part of his bumper is stuck to the back of the 27. Would that classify as a do not park there, possibly? Last group of mini stocks out on the racetrack. Hot lap qualifying for them. Well, we got somebody stalled down in turn 1. Never mind, there comes a hood. So a hood on the front straightaway. A car stalled going into 1. So wait a minute. 62 don't have a hood. And the 15 don't have a hood. There's only one hood laying in turn 1. So track officials will come to the attention of the car stalled down here in turn 1, and he's going to start moving. So the 16, whatever was going on with the 16, couldn't get it maybe moving. I think that is Micah Gavin. Car's moving now. 2 cars without a hood, 1 hood on the racetrack. So final group in our mini stocks on the racetrack right now. They will make their way around. Still, I want to say still at the top of the board, maybe the 1 machine, Johnny Lay. That's not official. I was waiting on that timing and scoring to refresh, and it mentioned that the internet issues here in the tower. I still got the 1 car up top right now setting on the point. There's the checkered flag getting ready to fly on the mini stocks. White flag first. The 214. Black 214. Isaac James out of Tullahoma, Tennessee. And the checkered is at the flag stand. Checkered flag flies, and the mini stocks will see their hot lap qualifying come to a close. And that will set the stage for their heat races. That will come up a little bit later on tonight. Of course, they'll be back tomorrow, last chance races, and feature tomorrow for the mini stocks. So with that being said, mini stocks will get ready to go across the racetrack and head back to the pit area, and that will set us up as the Talladega Sportsman Limited Late Models, who are already in the show, which would be everybody, will get ready to roll their way out onto the racetrack for just a quick practice session. They'll wrap up with that practice session. Factory stocks, pure stocks. Factory stocks, pure stocks. I need you headed to staging right now. Factory stocks, pure stocks. Need you headed to staging. You will get your hot lap qualifying session coming up right after we wrap up the Sportsman Limited Late Model test